Hello, data and analytics enthusiasts. I'm Evan Wimpy, and it's time for your weekly update. Today is Tuesday, July 2nd, 2024, and here's the latest in data and analytics. First story, we've got a new paper out, Scalable MatMul-free Language Modeling. MatMul stands for Matrix Multiplication, and for those of you who are actual AI experts, and don't just call yourselves that in the last 6 months or so, Matrix Multiplication is the computationally intensive part of the transformer architecture. Going to multiply these matrices, and anybody who's taken a linear algebra course knows that that's sort of a pain to do, and computers are really good at it, and they can do it really fast. But it's kind of hard for them to do too when you've got billions and billions of parameters, and it becomes computationally really expensive. So the authors of this paper have found some new way to avoid any matrix multiplication. They say they're getting similar results to other large language models, especially large models with their new methodology as well, and up to 90% decrease, or a 10x. It's 90%, 10x, no, whatever. You do the math. A 10x decrease in memory usage by using this. So this goes to show that you can really strip a lot back from these big, heavy, large language models and still get very similar performance. It also shows some new operations that you can use in lieu of the costly matrix multiplication. And all of this being said, don't worry, undergraduate students that have to do matrix multiplication right now and have been using large language models to do all their homework for them. Even if they're not using matrix multiplication under the hood, they'll still be able to do your matrix multiplication homework for you. Next up, OpenAI has signed a licensing agreement with Time magazine. All right, this is great for OpenAI, trained on all the text of the internet. Now they have this licensing agreement that lets them use Time's archives going back 101 years. That's a lot of time. It also gives them access to Time's real-time content, updating news stories, and it'll let users be able to link back and see the sources for those. It also gives Time access to a lot of OpenAI tools so that they can use whatever fancy new ways that OpenAI comes with to deliver content, which is great for folks like me who want to feel all hoity-toity like they're reading Time magazine, but actually just get served the results that are scraped from Reddit, because that's the news that I actually want to see. Google has decided to drop their continuous scroll in the search results. So for the past several years, 3 or 4 years, in Google you've been able to scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll, and Google will continuously load results, much like your Facebook or your Twitter feeds or whatever you're on. Google's stopping that. They're going back to the pagination where you'll see the page 1, page 2, page 3. And the reason is it takes a while to load search results. They want to be able to load faster and only the things that you're actually going to look at. This is good for Google. This is bad for folks like me who for the past few years have been honestly claiming that I'm on the front page of Google results. It's just that you had to scroll 6 hours till you got to where I was. That'll no longer be the case. And the last story for today is not really a story, but it's an interesting thing that I found last week. There's a new Python package out. It's called PyPaletter. It's just got a few thousand different color packages that you can use. It's available, pretty simple to use with Matplotlib and Python. And the thing that I think is really cool is you can choose a color and it will help you design a palette around there. It'll help you find palettes that incorporate that color or colors that are very similar to this. Now, I don't have a joke associated with this, but I do have a prediction. So I'm based out of Raleigh, and I think in the next few years, Raleigh is going to get a Major League Baseball team. And I sense a lot of effort and a lot of time and a lot of money going into uniform design. But I would argue we should just use PyPalettes. We've got this cool package. It's right here, and it can help get us a color scheme that we can use. And when people are complaining about the color scheme 3 or 4 years from now when we have a new team, you can come back and look at this and see, we should have just done what Evan said and used PyPalettes. So check it out, give it a download, start the repo, and use it for all your color needs. That's it for today's weekly update, July 2nd, 2024. See you next week.